Hello, this is Swater with fxspower.
Hi.
Here's our StarCraft 2 replay. So hey, fxspower, how long have you been playing StarCraft?
Well, I started a few months after it started. I got it for Christmas, so I'm not I didn't wait and the day it came out to play it.
Okay, but you do
But
have StarCraft 1 experience.
yeah, indeed. StarCraft 1 was pretty cool and custom when we were young because we could just play versus computers and not yet owned by older people who were good.
Yeah, I agree. It was much more fun. Unfortunately, I didn't play StarCraft 1. My build this game is to go early Zerglings with a boost, speed boost, and what's your build?
Alright, so I'm pretty standard with the 4 gate and with a wall in. And after that, I place a pylon, a proxy pylon close to their base. It's pretty standard as a start.
Okay, we see we've been scouted now.
Yeah,
The enemy's falling in too. We're playing against oshtwo and the Villinator. Keep in mind this is only a bronze silver level game. Nothing too exciting here, but it is. We do learn from our experiences, and we felt this was a very good game.
alright, so we see the other team as Terran and Protoss. They've got a pretty tight wall in, especially with the supply depots because they can control it, unlike us. So that's pretty cool. And I just placed my proxy pylon at the left of their base. And Swatter is bringing his Zerglings because we do Stalker Zergling for gate.
And that's our rally point. That's where we're gonna gather our army and do our first charge.
Right, so we just knocked at their base, and because it was such a tight wall in and their units were already there, we didn't continue it, and we go on to a macro style. And also there was Villinator that was laughing at our face.
Yeah, bad sportsmanship. Macro style is to well, to focus on our bases, and here's fxspower first expansion. Here's quite an early expansion.
Yeah, it's pretty far from the main base, but it's not that bad because Protoss can warp in units. And one good thing about Swatter is that he leaves one Zergling at every watchtower, and we do this every game, and it's very effective.
It's kind of obvious, but we tend to forget. But I try not to forget. My first two Zerglings go there. The enemy has a considerable amount of Marines, and personally, I had a lot of trouble against Marines. I tend to think they're overpowered, but that's just me.
Yeah, and on my side, I'm doing Stalkers with higher upgrades, so I'm doing a triple forge and Twilight console. After that, I usually don't do any other tech. And on Swatter part, he's doing it.
I did upgrade my. I'm just starting my roach upgrades. Burrow, tunneling claws, and I'm just doing an evolution chamber for the basic upgrades to attack and defense. They're kind of late, but they'll still be effective because there's no fighting going on, and they'll be ready just before the fight. Very good idea to have three of those forges to have an independent upgrade on each, a lot faster. It's something I forgot to do with my evolution chamber, and I'm just stacking up these upgrades.
and also it's easier because you can upgrade them all at once, so you don't. It doesn't take much time.
Yeah, much more efficient if you're going to fight fast.
And it drinks all your minerals, your extra minerals that when you're a beginner you forget.
So the enemies, what I call turtling, they're just staying in their base, they only have one expansion, and considering me and fxspower has one each, and they just have one, and it's been terminated by us. I'd say we're in a good position right now.
Also, each of us has 2 separate expansion on the left side, and that's now that they attack us.
We're seeing the enemies trying to push. They might try to get that gold expansion, but I don't recall they ever get it.
So now I'm trying to do lots of zealots to counter the marines.
Very bad positioning on my races here, but fxspower is going to help me out. Looks real bad for us right here. We do lose those 2 armies.
But at least we have 2 expansions each, and
so that could have been a good game right there. But we were lucky enough, so I guess pull this off. By that point, I'm like, okay, we lost. Might as well give another go.
I didn't notice it during the game, but there's an observer with his stalkers all the time, and yeah. It's pretty weird because he doesn't really use any other robo units yet, or...
I'm taunting the enemy towards my spine crawlers. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Maybe he sees them, maybe he just wants to focus on fxspower first, but he goes for fxspower and he forces him to retreat all his probes. Now they're coming for me, and all my spine crawlers are there to help me. And it looks okay. I think I'm going to pull this off. And I do. They're pulling back.
Well, during that time I couldn't really micro my units, so I focused more on my economy and on my expansions.
And to mention, we do have 2 more expansions here the enemy's unaware of. Yeah, they are unaware of. And the enemy's doing something pretty funny here. He wants to make sure none of our troops get out, and he keeps all his forces right there near the main gate. That's a good strategy, but he could focus on these expansions. They could probably take one down, this one they could probably take down. fxspower is pretty well guarded with all these turrets, but mine only has a couple of spine crawlers.
Yeah, and he's got a proxy pawn right in my base, so that, I guess it's stressful for us, but it's also stressful for him because he must always watch his units.
He just scanned fxspower's expansion. He probably realizes that it's too much for his army right now. Although he does have a couple of marines in his base. Probably enough if he would gather to take down my expansion, but once again, I don't think they know about it. No, there are no, well, they know there's an expansion, but I don't understand why they're not taking it.
Also, the Protoss is mining on the Terran expansion, which is pretty weird. And he tried to expand, and Swater did a Night Swarm. It's like a snipe Night Swarm.
Yeah, I didn't like this expansion, but he saw it pretty early. He saw it early, and he had the chance to move all his probes away. It's still going to cost him 400 minerals. his army is gathering up at me, and I realize I'm not going to be able to take this down, so I'm going back in my -1. Some odd reason I kind of spawned a lot of spine crawlers. I guess I felt insecure about this army here. If I left all my army, like I could use this. Or if fxspower is trying to. So that's it for that army.
Yeah. So now they're dropping us with war prisons full of stalkers, so that's pretty bad for us again.
Mass marines. Doesn't stand a chance. Oh, this gap, that's very good influx. For my part here, I have a few drones doing nothing and some roaches off, not with the rest of the army. Well, fxspower's got very well very good defenses on these expansions, as we can see here and here.
Yeah, because I didn't have a big army. I during all my minerals I couldn't use because he destroyed my warp gates, and now that's what I'm doing, maxing and creating more units.
Here, Villinator is attempting to drop some units in fxspower's base. Didn't manage to pull off a few probes, but I come and help him out. Unfortunately, roaches can attack air units, so I'm leaving them there because I fear he might drop them once I leave.
Also, right now, Teal is finally coming out of his base with all his mass marines.
Yeah. Realizing that I do have only 2 expansions and that fxspower has 3, I'm like, okay, I'm necessarily going to have at least 1 more expansion than the rest of the people, but so I'm just going to pull the gold expansion.
It's pretty funny because we turned around the circle after taking down the expansion, and the Marines completely missed us.
Here's a scan, they probably don't see much.
So I guess we were scared of the Marines all the time, and so we just went in their base and killed all their probes instead of fighting them head on.
Oshtwo has an oversaturated expansion here. By that point in the game, I think, well, I believe we're leaving. Tries to get his probes. None of them survive. And then we want to pull out because we're aware that his mass marines might come right at us. What we did was just circled around them. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems my game finished earlier for some reason, but yeah, I'm still there.
We're at 37 and 20. Let's see. But we're aware this is finishing pretty soon. Yeah, so Villinator, very bad sportsmanship. And his mass marines are just, there's a lot, so I broke and I have to come out. Oshtwo left the game. It's a good game for us. We won this.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to our cast, and tune in later.